Awesome. So let's get started with the topic fairy. So let's go to a magical world together. So, fairy.
I saw a fairy in my dream last night.
So what is fairy?
Fairy is a small magical
Creature. Creature.
Creature with wings.
With wings. So what would you do if you met a fairy?
I would be happy.
You would be happy. Okay. Do you think fairies are real? Why or why not?
I think fairies are not real because they are very they are
only in fairy tales?
Yes, in fairy tales.
In fairy tales, so just magical. Yeah. Okay. What do fairies like to eat? Honey and berries or pizza? Or maybe both.
They are like to eat honey and berries.
So fairies like
fairies like to eat honey and berries.
And berries. Okay. What do fairies use to make their homes? Lego bricks or leaves, flowers, and twigs?
The fairies use leaves, flowers, and twigs to make their homes.
Their homes, perfect. So what can you tell me about fairy?
Fairy is a magical small people.
Person?
Person. And I think they are not real. But I don't know this.
Maybe tooth fairy, right? When you lose a tooth, it can be a tooth fairy. Yeah, so you think it's not real, okay? Where do they live or what do they eat?
They live in the forest. And they eat some berries or honey.
Okay. When you were a child, did you play with fairies? Did you talk to them? Did you have like little puppets of fairies to play with or not really?
Sometimes, but not every day.
Okay. And maybe if I remember correctly, you are the person who actually liked to play with cars, or it was your sister?
It was my sister.
It was your sister. So you were playing with a dollhouse and with dolls and so?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So maybe sometimes it's fairies as well. Okay. So the second one related to fairy is magic.
The fairy used magic to make flowers bloom.
So the fairy used. Yeah. So it's like use, and this is the past tense. So I use it, or this is the fairy used užily. Magic to make flowers bloom. Yeah, to bloom the flower. Okay. So what is magic?
The magic is special powers that can make impossible things happen.
Impossible. Yeah. So do you think that something is impossible, like to have a beautiful castle? But when you ask fairy, she will make it possible. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So how do you think a fairy could use magic in our world?
A fairy could use magic in some tests.
Yeah, to help you with the tests. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, good thinking. Okay. Yeah, perfect. If you had magic, what would you do with it? So if you would have the power of magic, what would you do with it?
I don't know. It's a hard question.
How would you use the power of magic? Like, would you have more friends? Would you build something? Would you help other people? Would you change your room or your clothes?
I change to fly.
You would like to fly.
Yes.
So you would change yourself to fly. Okay, so so we could say that if I had magic, I would use it for flying or to fly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry, I have to ask. Do you think that you would be the only one that you would fly, or you would let your whole family fly? So your dad would fly around and your mom as well, or only you? It will be special for you.
Something only me and something
only you. Okay, so you would be the special one. I get it. Okay. I just imagined your dad flying there, so it would be so fun. Okay, what do fairies use to make magic happen? They use their special powers, or they use a magic button?
They use their special powers.
They use special powers, yes. Okay, what do fairies do with their magic? They make impossible things happen, or they make salads, or again both.
The fairies make impossible things happen, but sometimes they make
salads as well. Yeah. So for some people it's impossible to make salad, right? It's too difficult. So they would use fairy to make the salad for them. Okay. So what can you tell me about magic?
Magic is something what can the people happen?
What can fairy
happen?
Makes it, the fairy makes it impossible to happen, so she would make it happen. Okay, and magic can be also like magician. Yeah, I can think of magicians.
Yes.
Yeah, so they make magic on stages, for example. Yeah. Or sometimes you can see a beautiful rainbow or some beautiful view and says, oh my gosh, this is magical, right? Or it's magic, actually.
Yes.
Yeah, so we can use it not just only with fairies. So the third word is wing, or our wings here.
The fairies' wings sparkled in the sunlight.
Sunlight, so they are sparkled. They sparkled in the sunlight. So what are wings?
The wings are body part that allow fairies to fly.
So the body part, so wings, like we have hands and legs and back, so they have wings, and it's a body part that allow them to fly. So how would you feel if you saw fairy wings shining?
If I saw fairy wings,
shining.
Shining, I was really.
I would.
I would really.
Would you be happy? Would you be smiling?
I'd be smiling, maybe.
I would be smiling. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Where do you think fairies sleep at night? So where does your imagination take you? Where do you think fairies sleep at night?
I think the fairies sleep in some houses on the trees.
In trees. Okay. Yeah, great. How do fairies travel around? They fly with their wings, or they use bicycles? Sorry, it's so fun.
They fly with their wings.
Yeah, like imagine sitting like in the classroom, right? You have the desk in front of you, right? And then the fairy on a bicycle. Hello, Katka, how are you doing? On the bicycle, yes. Okay. So what do fairies use to communicate with each other? They use cell phones, or they use magical whispers, or fairy language?
They use magic whispers of fairy language.
Yeah, so they can have their own language. Yeah. I remember a fairy tale right now, but I don't remember the name of the fairy tale where the little creatures were actually talking. There was a dad and his son didn't believe him that he can understand the creatures. I don't remember the name now. Okay. So what can you tell me about wings? What's the topic? Yeah, wings.
The wings are a part of the body. And if you have them, you can fly with them.
Yeah. Yeah, awesome. So the fourth word is forest.
The fairy lived in a beautiful forest.
So what is forest?
The forest is a large area filled with trees. Filled with trees and plants.
And plants. So it's a large area filled with trees and plants. So what does a fairy forest look like?
A fairy forest looks like some.
Do you imagine huge trees or actually little tiny ones?
Maybe some little.
You know what I'm thinking when I see this photo? I'm thinking of the fairy tale Rachanda.
Yes.
Do you imagine the tree there, the forest there with the trees and where they live with the other creatures? Yeah. So yeah, so maybe it might be a normal forest or with small trees. What kind of clothes do you think fairies wear?
I think fairies wear beautiful dresses.
Yeah. With glitter, sparkles, right? Okay. Where might you find fairies? In gardens and forests, or in outer space, so in the universe?
I can find it in gardens and forests.
How do fairies help plants and flowers grow? By singing to them, or with their magic touch or fairy dust? Dust even prach, ja?
With the fairies help plants and flowers grow with their magical touch or fairy dust.
Fairy dust, yes. Okay, so tell me about forest.
A forest is a large area with many trees and plants. It is green.
Who might live there?
You can find there a fairy, maybe.
Maybe mushrooms and sometimes maybe fairy. Yeah. You really have to play with this topic, yeah, because it's all about your imagination now. So you can really let your imagination fly, yeah, and just enjoy it. Yeah, like not to look for specific things. So the fifth word is sparkle. Sparkle, shine, yeah, sparkle.
The fairies dress would sparkle at night.
At night. So what is sparkle?
The sparkle is to shine with small bright flashes or of light.
Of light. Yes. Okay. So we can say that these are the sparkles little here. Okay. So what games do you think fairies like to play? Good question.
I think the fairies like to play some board games or some magic games.
I can imagine like a board game. Like how big is the board game, Katka? It's like this big, or they maybe have our board game, yeah, and they are trying to move the pieces on it, yeah. Okay, so board game. Okay, how would you talk to a fairy if you met one? Oh.
If I met a fairy, I talk.
I would talk. Big, yeah. I would talk.
I would talk.
What would you say?
Who are you? Or you know?
Yeah. What kind of fairy are you? What is your magic? Can you use the fairy dust on me? Can you let me fly? Yeah. Or tell me about your life. Yeah, you would be interested in her. Yes. Okay. What do fairies use to travel long distances quickly? Trains. Sorry. Or or fairy dust or magic portals?
I think fairy dust or magic portals.
And can you put it together with the question? So you use all the words.
The fairies use the travel fairy dust or magical portals.
They travel long distances. Yeah. So when you travel to Hradec, it's a short distance. When you travel to Prague or to Croatia, this is the long distance. Yeah. So that this is important for us to use in English. Yes. Okay. How do fairies shop? No, sorry, not shop. I can see. How do fairies show that they are happy? By dancing on rainbows, or they make flowers bloom and laugh with tinkling bells?
They make flowers bloom and laugh with tinkling bells.
Yes. Okay.
So the I don't know.
The sparkle. Sparkle was the word.
The sparkles are some small thing. And it's beautiful. It's beautiful. You can put it some to your head.
To your hair, to your dress, right? So you can really see it shine at night. Yes. Okay. And the sixth last word is a wish.
A wish. The fairy granted me a wish for happiness.
Happiness. Happiness. Yeah, happiness. Okay. So what is a wish?
The wish is a desire or hope for something to happen.
Yeah, so it's a desire. Do you know the word desire? Touha. Yeah, touha nebo naděje. Yeah, so granted for wish. So please give me a yes. Okay, so for something to happen. So what would you give to a fairy as a gift?
I would give some flowers.
You would give her some flowers. Yeah, I think that you would make her happy. What would you ask for if a fairy gave you one wish?
I would ask for, can I have 100 wish?
I'm sorry, one granted wish?
Yes, 100 wish.
100. Oh, okay, so you would ask for 100 wishes. Okay, nice. Okay, what do fairies often leave behind? So they leave behind as a sign of their presence. Footprints in the sand, or glitter or fairy dust? So if they would visit your house, they would leave something behind, so you know that they were there. And maybe it would be the footprints in the sand or on the floor or carpet, or it would be the glitter or fairy dust somewhere in your room. So what do you think?
Okay, I think glitter or fairy dust.
Fairy dust. Okay. So we can just put it again to a sentence. So fairies often leave behind the glitter or fairy dust. Yeah? As a sign of their presence. Takhle bych to pak využila všechno. Jo? Jako znamení jejich přítomnosti. Jo? As a sign of their presence. That was hard. What do fairies grant if you ask nicely? Chocolate or wishes?
The fairies grant wishes if you ask nicely.
Them. If you ask nicely or if you ask them nicely. Yes, perfect. All right. So tell me about the wish.
The wish is desire. And it was amazing if you can
have a wish or ask for it.
Have a wish, yes.
Yes, awesome. So how was the topic for you?
It was good, I feel.
Yeah, okay. Do you remember those 6 main words related to fairies?
Fairy, wings, forest, sparkles, wish, and
one more is missing. Wish, we said.
Wish, yes.
Sparkle, we said. Forest, we said that. Wings.
Magic.
Magic, yes. Yes, you got it, yeah. So if you would be presenting the topic in front of the classroom or to your parents or someone, yeah, this is that would be the first step, yeah? Just, okay, so I have a topic, fairy. What comes to my mind? So the first 4 to 6 words, yeah? Then you will, so you will talk about them or explain the words. Then you will tell something about you. How do you feel? Yeah, then you would add something new, where they live, what they eat, blah, blah. Yeah, and the last one, you would share a story about, or you would ask them questions. Yeah, and that would be all, and you know how to learn now. Awesome. Perfect. Thank you so much. It was amazing.
Thank you so much.